Do you dream of visiting a city that tastes like seafood and wine? A city that delights with pearls of architecture and tempts with the beauty of beaches stretching along the Atlantic coast? Consider a visit to Porto. It is the second largest agglomeration in Portugal, after Lisbon, which is turning into one of the most attractive tourist centers in Western Europe. Here you can succumb to the spontaneity of port life, admire the monuments, and a moment later, find yourself in the heart of a picturesque garden. Porto will surprise you many times. Porto is a city located in the northern part of Portugal, on the Atlantic Ocean. Its turbulent history stretches from the 5th century. It was originally a settlement founded by the Celts or Romans, and for hundreds of years of its history, it was ruled by, among others, the Suebi, Visigoths, and Moors. The history of the city is related to wine from Porto, which hit the English market in the 17th century, and was the reason for the strengthening of Portuguese British relations, which is visible in the city's architecture. If you admire the works of architecture, Porto is a must-see on your itinerary. You will not deny yourself a visit to this city, also when you dream of sunbathing by the ocean. The local coast is a guarantee of a pleasant holiday in beautiful scenery. Also, go there if you are an avid party person and wine connoisseur. To see all the monuments of Porto, it is worth going to the city, at least for a few days. The atmospheric streets make you want to sit in one of the cafes and taste the local wine. Since 1996, the old town has been inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. You will see here, among others, the steel, 2-story Ponte Luís Bridge, which is a showcase of the city. The bridge connects Porto to the city of Vila Nova de Gaia. The upper floor is intended for the metro and pedestrians, while the lower one is for car traffic. Ribeira is an old port district with a picturesque location. There are numerous cafes and restaurants along the riverbank where you can taste local specialties and wine, and the atmosphere of true Portugal spreads over the narrow streets. The historic Church of St. Francis has been inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List. It was built in the 15th century in the Gothic style. However, the following centuries brought numerous reconstructions, as a result of which the temple gained a Baroque character. Palácio da Bolsa is another of Porto's monuments, on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The palace was built in the 19th century, in the neoclassical style, thanks to which despite its large size, it captivates with its lightness. Sé Catedral, otherwise known as Sé do Porto, is a Roman Catholic cathedral that is on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Inside the temple you can admire, among others, a silver altar. The Serralves Museum of Modern Art, thanks to its location in the privacy of a beautiful garden, allows its guests to combine relaxation, in the bosom of nature, with admiring works of modern art and architecture. A stay in Porto cannot do, without visiting the wine cellars, and tasting the traditional local drink. Most wine cellars can be found not in Porto itself, but in the town of Vila de Gaia. The Torre dos Clérigos Tower, together with the Baroque church adjacent to it, is one of the most recognizable symbols of the city. Climbing to the top of the tower is a must, because such a wonderful panorama of Porto cannot be seen from any other point in the city. Jardim de João Chagas is a great place to relax. The park impresses, with an interesting selection of vegetation and impressive trees. Sculptures that reflect the image of people are an undoubted attraction. Strolling along the shaded alleys, you can admire real works of art. São Bento, train station in Porto, is one of the most beautiful train stations in all of Portugal. All mainly due to the wonderful panels, made of azulejos tiles, decorating the interior of the station building. There are more than 20,000 of them, and they depict various scenes, related to the history and life in Portugal. Porto is one of those cities, whose tourist attractiveness comes from, among others, street art. Murals are everywhere, on the facades of buildings, rubbish bins, metal boxes of unknown purpose, or walls separating private properties from the street. During a boat trip, on the Douro River, you can admire the city's architecture, and picturesque landscapes. From this perspective, Porto looks even more delightful. The most interesting point of the trip, is to sail under the famous Portuguese bridges.